In no circumstance is this behavior acceptable, funny, worth imitating, worth laughing at, worth encouraging in any way. It is legitimately terrifying for me as a content creator, and I guarantee any other content creator of any size. I've had weirdos call my family, weirdos show up at my parents' house, show up at my house. I've had weirdos send stuff to my in-laws and my wife, and it's just bad. All of it's bad. And as a content creator, you really don't talk about it. You don't want to talk about it because what does it do? It encourages more of it. In what we learned today from Drifter, and I've learned independently because he sent me all of his kind of court doc videos and stuff like that, is what this man has endured over the last year is more than anyone obviously should. I want Drifter to know that I would support him crowdfunding, recouping all of his legal fees and costs incurred in protecting himself and his family against what can only be described as a sustained, way over the top campaign to ruin his life and make him feel unsafe and his family unsafe, to ruin the days of many others involved. It's not okay. It's not funny. It's not a meme. I'm not being a boomer about it. It's not acceptable. And I'm going to outline just some of the things that has happened to him over the past year. And I know that my viewers are going to support him because they're good people. I don't really care if you don't like Drifter or if he's a soy boy or whatever this. I don't watch his content. He's a fellow content creator, and therefore I will do my best to stick up for him. Now, there's a big narrative around who's to blame for this, who's really behind all of this. Like, what has happened to Drifter is undeniable. I have video evidence, obviously, of all of that. Who's directly responsible for it? Well, individual responsibility is a thing. There's one particular content creator that seems to be the target of it, and that is 8 Thoughts, a Call of Duty YouTuber whom I literally just defended 12 hours ago over Nick Merckx being a baby. And I will still stand by that defense, but this is legitimately terrifying. What I will say is the links directly between 8 Thoughts and a lot of this behavior is murky. The real person behind all of this shall remain unnamed because they're not going to get any credit from me, any clout from me. They've been charged. Thankfully, the system worked. I want to outline, though, that I don't think 8 Thoughts is blameless in this. He actively participated in things. And while he may have regretted it later and tried to shut things down, as I will show his side, there are clips, for example, like this that exist that to me, it's pretty rough to wiggle your way out and act like you had nothing to do with it.
What you're about to watch is just the juicy parts of 8 Thoughts and his Discord admin, who's doing most of the talking, by the way, calling in to the Veterans hotline on Veterans Day, pretending to be a veteran, saying they plan to commit a murder, and then giving them my home address, leaving me to deal with the mess. Ooh, and again, 8 Thoughts isn't going to do most of the talking, but he is going to show up in the call, and if you pay attention to the text, which is going to be on this hand side over here, you'll see him giving directions and just generally having a great time in the chat.
He already slept with my wife like 3 times already.
Where is your wife right now?
She's at his house.
How do you spell Plano?
Plano.
You're Dallas, okay.
Yeah, I live in...
You said A...
What, nigga?
Robert...
Blue, mute him for a second. Blue, mute him for a second. Mute him.
I have to take some...
Am I on the stream?
Yeah, you're on the stream.
Oh,
What? Say
okay, I don't want to be on the stream.
Oh, well, you're on the stream, dude.
Ah, okay, I would message you. I'll message you because I don't want to. Okay, hold on, message you.
I'm gonna do it.
You're gonna do what, Robert?
What do you think will happen if I go to Drifter's house right now? Like, pop, pop, pop.
So you haven't thoughts of hurting him or killing him?
Maybe.
Okay. And what do you plan on doing when we get done with this phone call?
I'll go to
Robert?
Drifter's house. That's what I'm gonna do.
Are you
Well,
really at his
lights are
house?
dark.
Are you really at his house?
That's his house right there, dude.
There's a cop there. He called the cops on you. Oh,
Yeah, there's a cop, dude.
There's
I'm
a
gonna
cop
get
in.
arrested.
Hey, Officer Brantley, Final Police Department.
Nice to meet you, man.
What you up to, my man?
I don't know, man. I'm just chilling.
You just chilling?
Yeah.
Hey, we got a call about you that you were over streaming somebody's house.
Yeah, nah, look, man. Like, this dude, I just wanted to come over here and, like, I just wanted to apologize to him and all that. Look, I gotta also inform you, I do have a gun in my center console, but, look,
Is it registered to you?
well, you don't have to register a gun in the.
I'm just asking you a question.
Yeah, no, it's not registered.
No! Keep it rolling. You gotta keep it
What's
filming.
happening? He's gonna poke
This
me,
is
cut me, stick me,
crazy.
do you?
No, sir. No,
You mind
sir.
if I pat you down to make sure you don't have a weapon?
No.
Vancouver Crisis Center.
I'm horrible at Fortnite, and it's wrecking my self-esteem. And I'm sorry to bother you, but I just had to tell somebody. Video games are getting to me, and I'm not in danger of hurting myself, but I'm just crushed. My self-esteem is plummeted, and I just had to get off my chest. And I hope you have a great day, and God bless your guys' work you're doing over there, okay?
Hey, do you think maybe we could just talk for a few more minutes? It sounds like this is really something that's been affecting you.
No, I'm okay. I'm okay. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Like I said, I know there's a small army of people. Anytime I would infer that Creator 8 Thoughts had anything to do with this, fill up my Twitter timeline saying, listen to the truth, believe the truth. Well, ultimately, the one doing the call, making the calls, is the one to blame. I agree. But to act as if you had nothing to do with it is hilariously absurd, and you'd have to be 8 years old to buy that. There have been DMs posted by 8 Thoughts saying, this is Evan, one of the people who gave these clips to Drifter, stating I'm telling Blue to stop trolling. The other DMs are me talking to Blue. Do these look like I'm the one pulling the strings? Drifter is basically showing all the claims by Blue, but blaming me. Well, I can't speak to Drifter's videos, but I can speak to mine. Again, you see, I completely understand it being upset, but blaming you is dumb. You asked Blue to stop, but he doesn't listen to anybody. And then you see Blue here. I don't expose him until their stream. I'm not counting either. Does it matter what I say on the record? How many times have I told you to leave him alone? Honestly, be honest. Just to be clear, you didn't send a guy with something, an armed guy, and all this stuff. No, that never happened. He's lying. Well, that's not true because we know that he was charged with these things. Now, to be clear, again, I think that ultimately personal responsibility is the overlying factor here. And ultimately, the guy who was showing up at his house, I mean, just let me give you a short list of things that this guy did, okay, for the lulz, okay? Called a local charity and told him to show up at Drifter's house thinking that he had a donation for elderly people, which of course he did not have. Posting that there was a free PS4 or something, or PS5 or PS4 at his house. Families driving as much as 2.5 hours to show up when obviously nothing was there. Real funny. I'm sure that 9-year-old kid who was crying thought it was a real great meme. Had people showing up at his house, armed people showing up at his house. Let's see. Had to involve the FBI, local PD. They dragged up his parents' personal information, brought up things from his childhood. And now Drifter has to answer the door armed every single time, and I don't blame him. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you don't like a creator. This is like beyond insanity. There's also a voicemail released today that is, in my opinion, pretty clearly 8 Thoughts voice, but we'll say allegedly just to be safe. Going after like a high school kid with this insane, in the voice message, a person claimed to be Drifter, it wasn't, saying, or maybe not, I'm off my meds, as the clip said afterwards, and it gets incredibly dark and uncomfortable to listen to. Please be aware before you listen. 8 Thoughts allegedly did this to this kid for months and his family to try to ruin their lives over Discord drama. Again, this is just a claim. But when you're talking about 20, 30, 40, 50 claims, you know, you start to notice a pattern. This video isn't to implicate 8 Thoughts in any way. This video is to show support to Drifter, regardless of whether or not we make the same content or have the same political opinions. No content creator should have to go through this. No person should have to go through this. It's not funny. It's not meme worthy. It's not Drifter being soft. When I have people, you know, sending stuff to my wife, you know, getting mad about that isn't being soft. All right. When you're legitimately worried for your safety because you have people showing up at your house, this kid showed up at his house armed and was streaming it to 1,000 or 2,000 people, being restreamed by 8 Thoughts. A mistake I'm sure he would admit. But this kid wasn't doing it on his own accord. He was doing it because he was given an audience. And while it is this kid's fault for doing this stuff, it's just absolutely terrifying as a content creator. And it's just pathetic, cowardly stuff that isn't funny. You know, send a pizza, you know, pay for it, send a pizza. Hey, pay for it and send one to my house. I don't care. That's, you know, as long as the guy gets paid, fine. There are acceptable jokes, but showing up armed, streaming a dude's home, that's not funny. That's not just nothing. That's intimidation. That's breaking the law, certainly. Stalking. You know, going after a dude's parents' divorce paperwork and sharing that over. That's not funny. That's not a meme. That's pathetic. I sure hope, and I do believe that 8 Thoughts would probably want to take back any association he had with this kid. But as I see right now, personal responsibility matters. And while facilitated by 8 Thoughts, and he shouldn't have, let's not let this other kid off the hook either. The law hasn't. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay safe, Drifter, and we'll talk to you again real soon.